Hello everybody. Today once again we're leaving this magnificent beast behind because today I am kind of excited for this yet another road trip in this black Toyota 4Runner from Enterprise. And I've made a video about probably one of my longest videos, like the review of this thing, because there's so much to talk about and there's probably a lot that I haven't even touched base on. And obviously for those of you who know these cars or maybe possibly owned or driven them, you know what I'm talking about. It's that old truck, you know, when SUVs used to be referred to as the truck. This is the truck, definitely. And obviously it's not like, you wouldn't refer to that red thing as the truck, or to like some of those Subarus. No, somebody threw away some sort of a furniture set, but that's what that's all about. But yeah, this is the truck, and I'm super excited to be driving it. And I do have a very detailed review, and there's airplanes overhead like there usually are. I've also didn't touch base about the spare tire being underneath. I did notice that. Do have some hookups here for some trailer equipment. There you go. I didn't even notice that. Got some beefy hooks there too. And you know, the one thing that I didn't talk about before is the whole trunk situation, which I did show you guys the trunk, but here's my normal setup when I travel. I have my tools, obviously all my clothes and stuff. And this vehicle, obviously the back seats, which I demonstrated how useless they are in a previous video. But the one thing that this vehicle, at least the way that I got it, with no net, no cargo cover, nothing. I mean, there's spaces for that. So either somebody took them, or maybe car rental specials don't come with them, or maybe they hide them so people don't take them. But right before, you know, leaving, I went to a grocery store, and you know, I picked up a few things just in grocery bags. Some of them were, you know, fragile stuff like eggs. That's a problem. If you don't have anywhere to secure your cargo, this stuff would be just flying around all over the place. And you know, for bags like this, it's not a big deal, but at the same time, I usually leave this tool bag in the trunk when I travel. But without having any cargo net, without having any kind of thing to secure them with, other than just putting it on the seat, I do not feel good about, you know, just kind of having them out there, which these windows are tanned, or tinted I should say, but you can still kind of see everything inside, so we'll figure that out. All right, other than that, I mean, I guess we'll have to get it out on the road and see how it goes. All right, so back inside, I want to start it off, but I want to start it up and kind of hope you guys can hear the growl of the engine when you start it. Let's check this out. I got a nice little graphic there. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the engine is definitely like, it growls when you first start it. I'm filming it with my phone, and yeah, you can definitely hear it. Maybe the phone doesn't transition very well. All right, so let's see. Let's use the largest climate control in the world. Let me also show you this. So this is kind of interesting. See, now filming with the phone, I can stick it much closer to the gauges that I could before with the GoPro. So check this out. I got this thing with 7/8 full. I drove it so far 44 miles just around town. I went to a store. I don't know, we drove it around for fun. Look at where the needle is. I drove 44 miles and it's already below the quarter tank. So this thing, it's got a whole lot of stuff in here. Okay, after start, so that's good. After reset, so I reset it when I first got it. It's averaging 18 miles a gallon. It's averaging pretty bad. I will reset it right now once again. Everything. Let's see, okay, I guess I can't reset this average. Now it also shows this right up here too. So they got 243 miles, and I don't think I can probably make it on this fuel. But yeah, I definitely want to just make sure everything that I could possibly reset is reset, including this. I will reset this. All right, and then I guess I could just leave it here. Yeah, it's interesting too. You can get rid of everything. You don't, like, it's not going to show anything at all. But well, let's leave it at that. All right, and we're gonna go for a drive. I will figure out how to connect this thing. I brought some cables. I don't think it's wireless, so I will hook it up, and then we'll go on a trip. And obviously, I will experiment with this thing on the road. and I'll bring you the best review that I can, like I usually do. All right, we got out of the city and we've hit the open highway. So let's start talking about this vehicle. First of all, I want to tell you, it's an absolute pleasure to drive. It's a pleasure to drive in town, but it's definitely a pleasure to be on the highway. And there's a few things that kind of make this car special. So look, first of all, I got my automated cruise control set at 85. So we are going, in the right lane quite fast. You see, it triggered. There is a car in front, and it's slowing me down automatically. Now I do have there's a button right up here that does allow me to get either closer to the car or further away. So I did set it at the most furthest point, and basically I can show you right up here. So you see that? So this is the furthest, and it does tell you that there is a car ahead, so I can get it closer and closer. You see, like 2 or 1, which means it will automatically speed up. But I do like to be very nice and comfy, further away. So even though my cruise control is set at 85, see, we're going about 79 right now, which I'm okay with, but it will automatically do that for me. I am surprised that this car has that feature on the base model. I'm kind of amazed, actually, that it does. Now, it does have also pre-collision warning system where, if it does senses impending doom, it'll try to brake, and it'll probably like pre-tension the seat belts or whatever it is that these collision warning systems do. But I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have the blind spot monitoring system. Like those little symbols like I had in the Nissan Versa. So that's kind of interesting that it doesn't have that. It does have this lane, this right there, this lane keep assist or whatever it's called. I just turn it off because it's so annoying. Every time I get to the line, well, let's see if I can trigger it. It'll start like sounding the alarm. So let's see, I don't have anybody behind me. Yeah, like it does that. I don't like that. It was really annoying. It was really annoying in the Versa. So that I could live without. I mean, I don't think I'm swaying left or right. So I don't need that. And then look, yeah, like this is as close that you can get to an autonomous vehicle without it being autonomous. Look, you set cruise control, it keeps the distance ahead, it slows down, it brakes up, it brakes down, I mean, whatever, speeds up, and it's all good. So perfect. It does have the Apple and an Android display thing, as you can see right there. Now also this map button, that's a shortcut. So I showed you in my in the previous video where I would press a map and it says, well, map is not available, contact your dealership for an app, which, I mean, if you have Android Auto or Apple version, I mean, why would you ever need that? But that's kind of nice. What else? Now, these seats are really comfy. I got my backpack right there. Yeah, these seats are comfy. They got lumbar. They have nice, soft, and cushy armrests, something that I totally missed out on the Nissan Versa. It drove me miserable the entire time. Here it's fine. Now also here on this side, this armrest, it's also nice and squishy, but it's way too low. But I do love to rest my elbow right on here. It's nice and soft. It's fake leather, but it doesn't matter. It's really nice. But yeah, but this thing literally drives like a bunker on wheels. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. It's got a pretty narrow windshield right here. It's got pretty narrow windows, and it's really solid. So driving it like a bunker on wheels is the best way I can describe it. Kind of like the town car. It's not fast. When it accelerates, it does accelerate, slow. It does have this most absolute useless eco button. Not an eco button, eco light, which only lights up when you basically let go of the gas. So currently it's just coasting, so I'm not doing anything. But then as you can see right up here, let's see. Yeah, it's averaging 19.9 miles per gallon. Now that's on the highway, and I guess that's okay. I love how this display, that little bar on top, since reset, it can go up to 60, which is, yeah, that's not happening. So we're averaging 49 miles per gallon. You see, I've been driving it already for an hour, 53 minutes. Got about another hour and a half to go. Total mile driven 136 miles. I can tell you that this gas gauge did slow down. I mean, at some point it was dropping quite frequently, and I was kind of afraid. I was like, geez, you know, I'm not gonna make my way down to where I'm going on that gas. But no, I kind of slowed down. So then when I hit some of this control buttons right up here, it has 162 miles left to an empty tank, and I have about 109 miles to go. So on the highway, it did improve. But if I start accelerating, obviously that eco light will go away. I can also share with you that these buttons on the steering wheel, I mean, they're nice and logical. I had some issues with the Volkswagen Jetta, that they were just way too many buttons. This button is kind of useless. You can program this particular button to show a particular screen, like with one push, kind of like a one-stop shortcut. I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. Yeah, though also this eco light. Not 100% sure what this eco bar means. This eco indicator. I mean, I'm getting the light, so I'm not really getting anything on this thing. So not sure what's going on exactly. And it's got this nice little digital whatever these things are. A fan, a bird, and some sort of a seed, or I don't know. So then there's that. The rest of these displays are, yeah, there you go, 75. So even though my cruise control, let's see, I set my cruise control to go to 86, but because it's showing there's a car in front, it's not going to do that. Yep. What else I could show you? Yeah, I also don't really understand what this thing is. Sway warning. I mean, I'm not swaying, I guess, but then there's that bar underneath that says time until reset. So does that mean, I've been driving for almost 2 hours. Does that mean I'm doing okay? I'm not swaying, or I'm doing bad because the bar is filled? Not 100% sure what they're trying to do with that. And then this will just give us a blank screen. Okay, so after start, yeah, I did stop at a location to shoot a video, not related to this one, so that's since start. Yeah, but I mean, the rest of this stuff is just, all right, my tire pressure monitor, my cruise control, it's not doing anything. Yeah, this lane departure warning and preventing collision, whatever it's doing there. It's probably gonna sound an alarm and maybe slamming the brake for me. All right, so yeah, overall, man, I love this car. Now, I already mentioned this in my review, that I love this car because of the solid feeling you get. And also on the highway, I mean, I'm gonna do, once I kind of get out, maybe a little bit further out in the country, I'm gonna try to do an acceleration run. But yeah, this thing is pretty slow. But it's expected, you know, but it's not bouncy. That's the thing. Like, the town car is softer. This is a bit more stiff. But it's a joy, I tell you. You know, I feel like I'm in a little airplane. I got buttons up there. I got buttons right there. I looked it up online that these blank switches here, these are for the heated seats. So there's that. You know, I got my ginormous buttons and knobs for the climate control. Yeah, I feel like I'm driving a tank. You know, I'm sitting up and high, can see pretty well. And yeah, I feel like I'm piloting a solid piece of steel through the time and space. So, all right, let's see if I can get away from some of these finer vehicles and try to do an acceleration run. All right, so I'm a little bit out there. Got a nice Chevy HHR right here. So going 80 whatever it is that I'm going right now. Let's see, let me see if I can get the digital. Oh wait, Eco did something. What the? Now it's actually doing something. Look at that. Huh. Okay, how come I wasn't doing that before? Maybe because I was on cruise control. So, oh wow, a little jumpy. So, okay. All right, yeah, we're gonna make this turn and then I'm gonna try and gun it and see what happens. Although this is not the type of vehicle to do this in. It doesn't like that. All right. I got Chevy HHR behind me. Looks like nobody is around, kind of, sort of. All right, floor. Yeah, there you go. That's that fourth kick down. All right. So we hit 100. Yeah, here you go. 95, 93. Yeah, I mean, okay. So it, it does have a decent kick once it once it downshifted. But yeah, like this car, it's just like a town car. Like flooring a town car will get you something. See, look at that. Okay, now it upshifted again. All right, there you go. Solid 100. Looks like there's some lights flashing ahead, like construction. So we're gonna take it easy. And keep in mind, guys, I know several of you said, "Oh my God, this is dangerous." Yeah, I know, I realize that. That's not how I'm driving the entire way. There is a reason why I still have an hour and 16 minutes left in my trip. I'm not driving 100 miles an hour the entire time. I'm not flooring it, but I do like to have this experiment. You see, most YouTube channels or car reviewers, yeah, I mean, they get their press release car or they get their friend's car, and they drive it, they review it, they talk about it, and they get over it. I actually use this car for a week, and I like to get the most of it. So yeah, I mean, it gets a little kick, but you know what? The ride is really comfy. It's really comfy in this thing. The big tires probably have a lot to do with them, but they're not really like off-roady, super, ginormous tires, but they're just enough to give you a nice grip off-road. Now, keep in mind, well, I haven't really played around with this. Maybe, maybe I will in a minute. Let's see. Okay, so I switched it to 4 high, but I think because, obviously I'm driving at pretty high speeds. See, it's beeping at me stating that it can't do it. So obviously I'm not gonna do that. But, maybe when I get to where I'm going, all right, let me shut this off. All right, much better. But maybe when I get to wherever it is I'm going, I will do it maybe on the parking lot. I never really had a car with a selector with a 4-wheel drive, and especially the low range too. So it'll be interesting to see. I can imagine it uses a bit more gas, especially on the low range. But it will be interesting. All right, so yeah, so look, overall, when I get there, I will show you the backup camera too. This is the first car that has high quality backup camera that shows up here and takes up the entire screen. So that's nice. Usually the few that I got before had really crappy cameras. But yeah, I would, look, so far, it's been nothing but joy. The gas situation, as you can see, I mean, we are 156 miles down, and yeah, we're now dipping below half. So there's that, but thankfully I don't have to pay for gas. So all right, if I think of anything else while I'm driving, I will definitely film, but other than that, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's interesting also, I drove this thing last night. Gauges that are lit up in white, but everything else from the steering wheel to the controls there are lit up with this type of blue. So it almost looks like you have two different vehicles, kind of like I have on my 16 Forester, where everything is lit up in red around, but then the gauges are different color. They're also like white, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. But yeah, alrighty. All right, so I got to my destination, just filmed those two vehicles. That will be a separate video. And now it's time to explore this. So now we're currently in 2 high. Now I gotta push down and turn this. So let's see how that'll go. So now we're in 4 high. This lit up, so we're technically 4 highing right now. Now this dealership, this is a Ford dealership. It's not very paved on this side, but obviously, I mean, I'm not trying to get through any kind of obstacle right up here. But okay, all right. 4 high. Now let's do 4 low. All right, so let's see. How do I do that? Push down. Okay, so I think it's probably telling me that I need to shift into neutral. Okay, something's happening. Okay. Vehicle stability, something turned off, pre-collision brake system unavailable. Wow, I see a lot of different lights up here. So traction control is off, stability control is off, collision avoidance system is off. Jesus. So everything is off. Oh, okay, well, I'm still in neutral. Whoops. Okay. So what are we doing? I'm in eco mode. Oh, wow. That's like a crawl mode right here. Now I'm in the back of this dealership, so I'm at the same time I'm looking to see what I can film, but it doesn't look like there's anything out here. All right. Well, you know what? This parking lot might as well be off-road. Oh, okay. Well, I gotta buckle up too. All right. Okay. Well, obviously, yeah, it's not gonna shift up, so it's the lowest gear possible. Well, I mean, you guys got to understand that for me, this is kind of all new, because ultimately I don't do that sort of stuff. All right, well, we got Bronco. Oh, come on, shut up. All right, well, we got this official Bronco now, so all right, maybe I'll film it some other day. Come on. Oh my God, like we're gonna blow up in here. Okay. All right, so this is what for low feels like. I mean, just basically to crawl through stuff. Okay, all right. Well, I've seen enough. Not very exciting, but maybe if this was some sort of an off-road. Okay, so probably gonna put it back to neutral and switch it back to too high. All the lights are gonna go away. All the flashing goes away. Okay, and we're off. All right, well, time to refuel this beast and time to do the wrap up. All right, so it's getting kind of late here, so hopefully you guys can see that. Basically, let's see. I'm at a gas station now, so so since I last started up this car, which is 47 minutes ago, it's when I got my lunch / dinner, averaging 13.3 miles per gallon. It was just around town here. So after the last reset, this is when I reset back when I was at home, 19 mpgs, with an average 51, over the last 4 hours or so. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought, but as you can see around city, we got 13.3, and that's without traffic. This city where I'm at right now does not have real traffic. So obviously that's not good. Whoops, wrong direction. Yeah, I got 46 miles left, and this is the thing. Like, this is how long I drove this, how many miles since I got this rental car. 254 miles, and it's already got pretty much empty tank. So something's telling me that it's got a pretty small tank. I don't know what it is. I can check it out, obviously, but yeah. So yeah, this eco indicator is kind of not necessary. This, I don't really understand what this means. So the bar moved down a little bit. I don't know, what is it going to do? Like beep at me saying get some rest? I don't know. So the bottom line is I will refuel it. I will show you how much it costs to refuel, and hopefully I'll figure out how many gallons it is. I don't really have any negative things to say about this SUV. I mean, it drives like that. It drives like a truck, which is good. The only negative thing, like, I would stay away from all this sway warning. I would not put any sort of eco indicators or lights. I mean, they're pretty useless. The only other negative thing I could say about it is that this is the home screen. I have my phone unhooked, so otherwise I could show like the Android Auto. Yeah, like this whole thing makes no sense. You can't really customize this. You can customize some other stuff in this display, but you can't really, like, they putting way too much emphasis on this whole thing. That's the only other negative thing I have to say is, oh my God, look at this. Look at that. Look what car just pulled up to this gas station. See that? I get lucky. I'm telling you, this place has, when I say this place, I don't mean this gas station. All right, some people are getting out. This city has diving breed clothing company. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, so this city has like the best cars. Seriously, like, oh wow. Bam, right there. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, that's really it. Like, it has like this weird like eco stuff. Like, just get rid of all this eco stuff. You're not gonna be fooling anybody. All right, let's see. Time to refuel. So this is weird. I undid the cab. What am I hearing? It's coming out from there. That is extremely odd. I don't know what kind of sorcery is this. All right, well, I'm going to be putting some gas in it. Hopefully it'll shut itself up. All right, so here's the final damage. So it probably has, I am guessing, a 20-gallon tank. Once again, I'll be looking it up and posting it on the screen. Yeah, the noise stopped. So for whatever reason, it was making that noise. All right, come on. There's my receipt. Yeah, I mean, obviously with these gas prices, look at this. 316 with 10% ethanol. That's what I use. No ethanol, because I am in the corn country right now. So, all right, there you go. Full tank. Eco mode. All right, eco indicator. So let's see. Is it going to automatically reset after start? After refuel? I guess I gotta start driving for that. But yeah, look, I don't really have any other bad stuff to say about this SUV. I mean, it looks nice. It drives very good. I guess the similar experience would be something like a Jeep Wrangler, or maybe like a truck, like an F-150 or a Tacoma or whatever. But man, I love this thing. If I can maybe extend this thing for one more week, I probably will, because I'm having a blast. And everything from this nice shifter to the way that like the cup holders are positioned, which is perfect for my cell phone holder, and there's another cup holder. Everything is so nice and useful. Got big storage stuff. I mean, it doesn't have any kind of pretense of being luxurious, although it has some good features like the cruise control. That's radar. You have auto high beams. You have those windshield de-icer stuff, but you don't have automatic headlights, which is weird. But oh, you see, okay, let me pass. So anyway, I love this SUV. If I needed an SUV that actually to do SUV stuff, I would do it. The only problem is that I noticed these things used cost more than new, which makes no sense at all. Why would that be happening? I'm not sure. But I tell you, I mean, I am a former Toyota fan. I know Toyota is kind of sort of known for their quality. Everything is put together well. Everything looks nice. I mean, you have a little bit of some sort of a steel plastic there. They don't use any wood. They don't pretend like it's luxurious. And yeah, I mean, it looks macho. Like, I don't know, there's just something that I noticed. So all right, everybody, I don't know what else I can show you on this SUV, but we'll see you next time.